Hi, my name is Ariana Rodriguez. I'm a student from the Economy and Statistics class from ULASIT, and I'm going to talk to you about inflation and its impact on economy. We constantly hear it on the news, but what is exactly this concept? Inflation is basically a rise in the general price level. In other words, prices of many goods and services such as food, transportation, and fuel must be increased in order for inflation to occur in the overall economy. If prices of just a few goods increases, for example fuel, which we see almost every few months, there isn't necessarily inflation. Inflation is commonly measured by the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. This is an economy indicator that reflects changes in the price level of a broad basket of consumer products. In our country, the INEC, or National Institute of Statistics and Census, is in charge of selecting those articles, collect information about these prices, and calculate the CPI. In this graphic, we can see the 12 components of the basket market considered by the INEC. It includes goods and services commonly purchased by families in our country, such as food and alcoholic beverage, transportation, and random household services, among others. Now, how does INEC calculate the CPI? It uses the Las Perez index with this formula, which basically compares the prices of the items selected in a particular time with the prices of those same items in a determined time. With the information calculated by the INEC, the central bank determines the inflation rates. For that, it uses several formulas, as monthly, cumulative, and year-to-year variation. Basically, the bank compares the CPI of one period with the CPI of last month, last year, or for the past 6 months, for example. This variation is the inflation rate of that period. In this graphic, we can see the inflation rates in our country during this year. We began with a 3% rate, and by the end of October, it increased to a 5.7%. Going back in time, it reached the highest point in 1982 with 108%, and the lowest point in 2009 with 2.5%. How does inflation impact in our economy? When there is a rise in the price level, people have to pay more for what they purchase. For example, when we go to the grocery store, we buy a vegetable bag for a certain amount of money. If prices increases, we have to pay more for that same products. In that sense, the inflation rate can be conceived as a money value market because it implies a decrease in the purchasing power of the currency. That is, for each column we spend, we get less goods and services. On the other hand, when people have to pay more, they tend to reduce their purchases, so demand lowers and the companies sell less and get less money, affecting the economy. However, the opposite of inflation, that is deflation, isn't better. If the price level lowers, people tend to reduce their purchases because they know that eventually they could buy something in the future at a lower price than today, lowering the demand and again affecting the economy. Another issue is that high inflation rates generate uncertainty in the market because it's difficult for companies to budget or plan long term, and it also discourages investment and saving. However, one positive side of inflation is that a low, moderate increase, it allows the labor market to reach equilibrium, since wages adjust rapidly to a rise in price level, affecting less the unemployment level. Considering this, every economy should monitor their inflation rates in order to maintain a healthy development. Thanks.